Hesitantly. Hi, I'm Megan Bennett-Burks, and I'm going to be game mastering the second session of Fate in Renaissance Venice. The year is 1498, and we have three characters, which I'm going to have introduce themselves, starting with, I guess, Liz.
Oh, okay. Right now?
Yep.
Sorry, it didn't pop me up on the screen. So, I'm Liz. I'm playing Vieri d'Este, the bastard son of Duke d'Este and heir to the House d'Este.
And then I will have Keith.
I am playing Anatoli Abandonado. I am a young Lacerta who was raised to be a Knight of the Blood of Adam, but one night I had an epiphany where I was supposed to kill someone, and I chose not to.
And then we have our
sorry, say again?
player Mark. Oh, are you done?
Yep.
I'm done.
Sorry, I thought I cut you off for a minute.
Yes, I'm playing Octavio Mancuso, a 24-year-old street performer with certain abilities to juggle objects and whatnot, and a very charming person, if he does say so himself. So, yep.
All right. So when we last stopped off, our other two characters, Keith's characters and Liz's character, had been getting the alchemist that had the tablet fragment from the Emerald Tablet of Thoth, which we don't know if it's a real fragment or a fake replica. We're thinking it's probably a fake replica. They were going to have him analyze it. So you guys have just gone and gotten a safe house, which you're planning to bring him to, and I believe you were heading back to the alchemist right now, correct?
I thought we already had him there.
Oh, you already had him. Okay, so you were heading to the safe house then on the small island.
Okay.
All right, so you're walking with him. He's conversing you a little bit about how he's excited that even if this is a replica, it could be a really good replica you can genuinely learn some things from.
Yes, I recall you mentioning that it would help you in healing poultices.
He said yes, and they'll be better than my previous ones, certainly. So he's sort of chit-chatting with you and going off onto other alchemical subjects that he's excited about. When you see Mark's character, who I really should have written down his name. What's his name?
Octavio.
Octavio. You actually see a familiar face sort of walking around. Octavio.
Who sees Octavio?
You two.
Oh. And we sort of both at the same moment go, I know that guy. And we look at each other and go, we both know that guy?
No, I don't say that.
No.
This is Vieri.
All right.
I'm an unreadable wall.
Alrighty. Yeah, it'd been funnier if we'd both. I know that guy, and then we looked at each other going, "You too?"
I know. Instead, you say, "I know that guy," and Vieri looks at you with the brow quirked.
And I'm going, "Hey, Octavio, come on over here. How have you been since I last saw you?"
Good, good. How are you, Anatoly?
I've been mostly staying out of the way of my of my former comrades, and if by mostly staying out of the way you mean being a pain in their ass, yeah, I've been doing that.
Wonderful. Good to hear it. And Vieri? Is that you?
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm afraid that I am short a hat this evening. I do trust you won't object.
No. No, certainly not.
We are, however, in a bit of a press for time, so if you would not mind reuniting our acquaintances as we move.
Certainly.
The older man that they're with looks up at you and says, I'm Casimiro. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Octavio Mancuso, at your service.
And you are interested in the tablet just as they are?
Tablet? What, I look to Anatoly, it's like... What are you doing?
He's a friend. He's a friend. He now knows about it. Since you said the word tablet, he now knows about the tablet.
I do suggest this is not a subject we should be discussing on the street.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm sorry.
I do have a boat waiting. If we can continue, we can continue this conversation once we're there.
Octavio, you want to join us?
Certainly.
So Casimiro continues walking alongside you as you head towards the island. You get to the docksman. He takes you over there. It's just a hop and a skip away, just that there's no bridge to this particular one. So you arrive and see that your father's guards are there, and they nod to you and say, "Don't worry, he's not due back anytime soon here. Your secret is safe with us, sir."
I thank you kindly.
And then you venture into this small but still nice house that's out of the way of everything.
Now, this is a location where we may continue such discussions as should not be aired in public.
Casimiro says, "Good. Is there a place I should start setting up my equipment?" Which actually he would have a bunch that you've been hauling too, that's right.
Yeah, please tell us where your preferred location would be. I do not know what your requirements may be.
The more
light.
spacious open room that you have would be the best. I guess that would probably be your living room.
All right, Barry will lead the way.
All right, so you lead the way, and he begins to unpack his belongings and set them up. A variety of what looks like lab equipment, essentially. And a myriad different sorts of herbs and substances, some which he says, "Oh, handle that very, very carefully." And he would have the tablet still, so he takes that out and sets it down too. However, it's wrapped up in something, in soft leather, it looks like. He says, "I could use some more help unpacking if you do not mind sticking around and aiding me with that. I've got a lot of things."
I'll stick around and help.
Okay.
I will help as well.
He'll chat you up a bit just about random alchemical subjects, more like he's been doing, probably most of which don't really make any sense to you. But eventually you guys get all his materials situated, and he appears tired out and says, I'd like to take a little bit of a rest.
And I'm going to, of course, here, let me help you. And I'll take him to whatever room has been set aside for him and make sure that he's comfortable. I also want to, while I'm in the room, scan it, make sure there's, I don't know, no DiMercurios hiding underneath the bed or anything stupid like that.
Yeah, you look under the bed and there's no Mercurios or monsters to be found.
Well, there's all sorts of monsters. All I gotta do is look in the mirror and I'll find one, but...
Well, yeah, this is true. There's no unexpected ones, though.
Okay. And actually, partly what I'm attempting to do is I'm attempting to ingratiate myself to the guy too. I'm starting to develop the idea where I want to sort of like build a network of people who either like me or feel they owe me favors. At some point, I'm going to have to add a contact skill. But,
yeah.
But not yet. Not yet.
But you're trying to get to that point.
I'm trying to get to that point. That's correct.
What are you sort of chatting with him on then? I probably don't know anything about his subject.
I don't know anything about his subject, but I am not going to let him know that. If I need to roll a deceive, I will. I'm gonna basically pretend like I am a first-year student and I'm asking him questions about alchemical basics, as if I were learning, as if I was like sitting down with a master for the very first time trying to learn it.
Oh, okay, no, you don't need to roll deceive. So he's like, oh, excellent. So you are a student in the art then. Great.
I'm a student of everything.
Well, if you're in my lab enough when I'm working on this, I'm sure you'll learn plenty. And he begins to answer your questions. And he seems happy to talk to somebody even if they don't really know anything about the subject. But after that, he's worn out, and he insists on laying down for a while.
And I'm going to basically tuck him into bed.
All right. The old man is not going to resist that.
Is there...
You are alone.
First you share a hotel room with me, and now you're tucking some other gentleman into bed. I see how it is.
Hey, as I seem to... Never mind, I'm not going there.
No, he's just sad he doesn't have a child of his own yet.
Is there a fireplace in the room?
Not in this room, but in the
Okay.
Entryway room there is.
Okay. Well, I want to make sure there's a fire going in whatever fireplace there's got. I want to make sure there's a good fireplace going.
Okay.
A good fire going in the fireplace.
So you get a fire roaring and warming the place up. I mean, it's evening, but it's summer, so it's not extremely cold anyways, but it's nice and atmospheric.
Okay. And then I want to kind of basically step outside and look around and just get a lay of the land around here, see if there's anything I need to be suspicious and concerned about.
All right. It's on a small plot of land, so there are neighbors' houses nearby, but they don't really seem very active at the moment, other than that there's guards here and there that you see sort of circumnavigating the area. It looks to you like small summer homes that nobles from other places might tend to go to.
Okay.
But that they've just not arrived yet, even though it is summer, it's not late enough into it.
All right, when I'm satisfied, then I want to go back inside, find Ottavio, and start chatting him up. You know, hey, Ottavio, what have you been doing since last I saw you? And get a chance to know Ottavio a little bit more. Because I've got a sense that Ottavio, because I saw what Ottavio could do. I saw that he's an air thing also. So I want to try to get to know a little bit more about Ottavio, thinking, you know, that I feel like he's a kindred spirit, so I want to get to know a little bit more about him.
I'm just going to lounge somewhere drinking wine. So are you going to have this conversation in front of me or not?
Yeah, I'll have it in front of you. If it's all right with it.
Yeah.
Unless I see some reluctance on Ottavio's part.
No, I'm quite comfortable. Since it's pretty plainly obvious that this gentleman with the alchemical experimentation is not, probably not of the church. So.
Yeah, by the way, speaking of, have you seen sand moving around town of its own accord?
Besides what I do, no.
Yeah, because there's been a lot of that. How about animals behaving strangely, like, I don't know, pigeons attacking and eating other pigeons? Anything? Have you noticed anything weird like that?
Good grief, no.
Yeah, there's some of that going on these days too. We think that thing.
The what thing?
I'm pointing in the general direction of the lab. The tablet is connected to it.
Really?
Yeah, and the Democurios, Vieri's enemies, seem to be connected to it as well.
Oh. All right. Interesting. I was just avoiding some complications over in Padua, visiting my sister. So I decided to visit here, and I knew you would come this way, so I'm glad to have finally run into you.
I am too. Like I say, it's I've sort of had a falling out with my former comrades since. Well, you were there when I had the falling out.
Yeah, quite shocking. I thought for sure I was dead.
And I'm going to drink some wine and let the evening go on.
So you're enjoying the evening, drinking wine, having, I'm sure, food as well. When you hear a raucous outside, a lot of it sounds like crows have just taken off and are cawing maniacally, and you just hear this snarling like from a few different creatures. And then there's the sound of a just blood-curdling scream.
Oh, that can't be good.
Is it female or male scream?
Male.
Is
Just
it
a low, blood-curdling scream.
is it the scream of someone who's just been injured, or is it is a scream of pain or a scream of someone on the warpath?
A scream of agony. Just this distorted cry.
I'm gonna first go check on the alchemist.
All right. You check on him. He's awake in bed and looking around like he heard the sound too. He says, "What's going on?"
We're gonna go check that out. You just stay in here for now, all right?
Of course. Of course.
Are there any guards around?
Not inside, but you know that they are outside.
I'm going to suggest to Vieira that maybe we should get 1 or 2 guards to keep an eye on our alchemist.
Yes, that sounds great. And let's go investigate.
Yes,
All right,
that's
so you go outside. You see 2 guards actually rushing towards you. And they say, "What's going on? We heard screams."
We're going to investigate. I would like you to go inside and keep an eye on, what was his name, Casimiro while we do so.
They say, "Of course, sir, of course." And they head on inside. They say, "Are you sure you don't want one of us to go with you, though? That could be dangerous."
I believe the 3 of us should be sufficient. Should that prove otherwise, I will call.
And they say, "Very well." And they head on inside and close the door behind them.
And Vieri will turn to his 2 companions. "My father will kill me if I injure the guards. Let's go."
So you head towards
Isn't that what the guards are paid for, to be injured instead of you?
Well, yes, but that only holds so far when you are using resources without permission.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
that's true. So you head towards the sound of the scream. You see just a swarm of crows circling above. And every once in a while they dart down towards something. When you arrive on the scene, finally you see what the crows are doing. They are in a frenzy, picking at what appears to be a corpse that is also being torn apart by 2 large black hounds.
And do these hounds look natural or not?
They look like natural dogs that someone would keep as hunting dogs. However, they are just ferociously eating at this corpse, along with this swarm of crows.
How alarming.
Awfully freshly killed.
Is the corpse one
Mark,
of our...
did you talk? I can't hear you.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm here.
Well, I guess I'm going to change into dragon. What? Are there people around or anything like that?
Just the 1 corpse and you guys.
Okay, I'm going to change into a dragon and zap the dogs.
Okay. So
And that's a cone attack, so it can affect multiple, right? Is that how that works, or?
I'm just going to say one at a time. There's some rules in a book somewhere for area of effect.
Okay.
I haven't looked at in some time.
Fair enough, and so that would be at +5, I guess.
You're hitting one of the dogs, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I rolled kind of not so good. Yeah, you hit one of the dogs.
Oh, did I ever roll well? I got a fantastic result, a +6.
Oh god, yeah. So the dog yelps. You have it's lightning, right?
It's lightning, yes.
So you sear and scald that dog until it looks it's looking like it has some bad 3rd-degree burns. It's still standing, but not by much. It turns around and just lets out this low pained snarl. And you can already see sand is starting to pour out of its mouth. So who
I'm
wants to go
really
next?
growing tired of sand. I'll draw my sword.
All right. So you draw your sword. Do you go for one of them?
Yeah. I will go for the injured one.
Okay. I only
And
got a +1.
I got +3.
All right. You strike it and finish the dog off. It lets out a yelp and just crumples over, perishing. Sand pouring out of its body. All right, Mark.
Yes, I will take aim at the crows, the small group of crows.
I'll treat them as a swarm, so
Okay, swarm.
they just have collective hit points that way.
And basically, I'm going to not like full tornado, but I'm just going to disturb the air around them so they're.
Okay. Make your magic a check and spend a point of Ka.
Okay. How do I, as far as making a roll?
Yeah, it's just the 4 fudge dice that you want to roll, and then add your magic a skill to it.
Okay. Let's see. How do you use this dice roller?
Which dice roller are you using?
The one that you used.
What's your total plus?
I don't know.
What's your
It's
skill?
+1, right?
+1.
Okay, then just click on. If you put your cursor up at the second tab over.
Yeah.
You'll see a
Got it.
drop-down menu, then let's click on average. Or.
Okay. So I've got a mediocre +0.
Okay. +0?
Yep.
So you manage to get the swarm of crows to scatter, but not harm any of them.
Okay.
And then it's their turn. The swarm of crows goes swooping towards you guys, attacking the lot of you because there's so many of them. You're all going to want to make defense checks, which could be athletics or fight.
Alrighty.
I'll go for a.
And I got a 3.
I will do athletics.
I got a 3 as well.
Okay, so
I got a 5.
You take no damage.
I got a +3.
Okay. You take 1 point of damage. Oh no, you tied. So let's see. Let me double check something really quick. No, you would take no damage. That's going to absorb all of it. So you all managed to dodge out of the way of the crows. Then the 2 black hounds, one because the other one's dead. The remaining black hound snarls, frothing at the mouth, and lunges at Liz's character, Vieri. However, it is, unless you roll really bad, gonna miss.
So I can defend against this one as well?
Yeah, you're gonna want to defend against it.
Okay, some systems only allow you 1 defend per turn, so I did.
That would be unfortunate with this.
I rolled 5.
Yeah, you managed to dodge out of the way. I really need to use different dice.
You know, in the Eclipse phase game that I play in, the GM is constantly cursing me because I crit a lot.
Yeah, and I also am rolling really badly every single time so far. So the dog manages to just land its muzzle on the ground and just bite into dirt as you dodge out of the way, and it's just snarling angrily. So your turn again. I'll start with Liz and go on all the way to Mark.
Okay. I will attempt to. The dog just lunged at my feet.
Mm-hmm.
Then I will stab down, attempting to put my sword through the top of its skull. And I do not think I'm going to succeed. I only got a +1.
Yeah, I got a +2. It manages to dodge out of the way, snarling at you. All right, Keith.
All right, I'm going to take to the air, and I want to throw my. So tell me how this works. Actually, I want to try to set up. Octavio for an attack on the birds. Because we are kindred spirits. I want to basically fill the air around the birds with lightning to disorient them so that
That would be create an advantage.
Okay, I want to create an advantage. Do I spend a fate point to do that, or how
No,
do
you just roll like you were attacking, and what happens is you can give, if you're successful, Keith gets a free invoke, which gives him a +2 when he's attacking them.
Now, from what I was reading, you can create an advantage and an attack in a turn unless you fail creating an advantage, in which case that kills your attack.
See, that's not how I interpret it when I read it.
All right.
I read it as you just get one action around.
I'm fine with that. So I'm
going it later, but I think it ends up.
We should go with how the GM interprets it. I was just.
So I'm gonna throw my lightning into the air to fill it with to fill the area around the birds with lightning to blind them to create an advantage that hopefully Octavio will be able to use.
Okay. So roll. I'm just gonna say it would be fight or shoot still.
Okay, I got a +4.
They got +2, so. Yeah, you managed to do it. They're trying to get out of the way of the lightning, and they're kind of getting a little buzzed, so they can't fly so well.
Okay.
All right, Mark.
All right.
Octavio.
Octavio will.
So you have a free invoke against the birds.
Okay. I will do the same thing I did before, but I'll turn up the volume.
11.
Yeah. Trying to go, mini tornado right at them.
Cool. So they will try to dodge out of the way.
All right.
Remember, whatever you're rolling, add 2 to it. You get a bonus of 2 to whatever you're rolling.
Okay, so 4 + 2 is 6.
Oh, that's really nice. You blast all those little crows to shreds.
Great.
Yep. Feathers are just going everywhere, along with bird gore. Not pretty, as now it's raining down on you pretty much. And then you just have one snarling, angry dog. You notice when you blast the crows apart as well that there is that sand animating, and it seems to be kind of pooling together in the air now. So, the dog's going to lunge at him. I really need to get used to people's characters' names. Vieri again. Snarling, it lunges. It got a +3.
And I got a +3.
Alright, so it manages to kind of get you, but right on a part of your arm that there's thick clothing and its jaws just don't even go through. It just didn't get you firmly enough. And then it's thrown off of you, basically. Then the sand's going to do something. So the sand is pooling in the air and forming almost like a torrent of sand. It blasts down at the lot of you. You're all going to want to make a defense check.
Well, this is novel.
Nah, it's not good.
Ooh, I got +7.
I got +3 again, so.
I got +2.
Ooh.
Octavio got a 5.
Nice.
I got a 2.
So you actually take 3 points of damage.
Holy crap!
Stuff hits you, it gets a weapon rating above all that.
Alrighty. I forget what my stress track is. What do I have for a stress track? It's 3?
If you have a physique score of at least fair, or average, rather.
I got a physique of +1, so my...
Yeah.
3. So I'm down to 0 hits, is that right?
Yeah, unless you want to take a consequence, which I would recommend.
Yeah.
Otherwise, knocked out, pretty much.
Yeah, I'll take a consequence.
Be a minor one.
A minor consequence, let's see here. So I just been sandblasted. And I was flying when it happened. Let's say my wings are damaged, and my ability to fly is hampered.
Yeah, you're a weak flyer now.
Okay. Let me.
All right, your turn to respond to the one remaining. We have one remaining dog, right? And then the sand.
Mm-hmm.
I'll handle the dog. You two take the sand. You
All
seem
right.
best capable of it at the moment. And I got a +2.
Okay. The dog got better than that. It dodges deftly out of the way of you. All right, Keith.
Okay, I am going to try hitting the sand with my lightning because sand that'll work. I'm kind of curious just to see how what happens here. So I'm going to shoot lightning at the sand and see if that does anything.
I'm not going to make you roll for that. You shoot lightning at it.
Okay.
It swarms out of the way so gracefully that the lightning kind of shoots right through it. You don't think unless you stand there blasting at it for hours that it's going to do anything. And even then it's questionable. It's really hard to hit with anything that's that focused.
Okay.
I mean, nigh impossible.
Okay, well, it's...
One of you does have something, however, that could deal with it.
Yeah, I was... do we have a weather controller in the group here?
I control wind.
Well, Octavio has been shooting around tornadoes.
Yeah. So, I'm going to basically see how. I mean, I understand this is probably magic, but it's worth a shot. I'm going to basically cloud the sky between us and the sand. Try to obscure it so it can't see us.
Okay. Make a roll for your magicka.
Okay, so that's +2.
Yeah, you'll definitely be successful. So you cloud the area. You can't really see the sand. Who knows if it can see you?
Yeah.
However, it swarms right through that like it's nothing. It comes at you. Let's see. It's blasting the group like just a storm of sand. It gets a +5.
Holy crap.
I got a +4.
So you take... I think I gave it a weapon rating of 3. So that would be 4 damage, actually.
All right.
I got 4.
I got a 1.
Say what you got one more time, Vieri?
I rolled a 4.
Yeah.
It
so
was
that
one
would-
less from whatever you rolled.
Yeah. Yeah, so that would be 4 damage.
That's gonna take me out unless I take a
Don't
consequence.
want to take a consequence, yeah, and that's the same with the rest of you. So you got a 1.
Okay.
You're going to want to take a consequence or spend a fate point. You can spend a fate point if there's an aspect this is relevant to, and then re-roll.
Yeah, let's see here. As a Lacerta, I'm good at flying, so I can use that to dodge the sand.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to spend a fate point. And re-roll. So let's try that again. Well, I got a 3.
That's better than suffering that much damage, at least.
Yeah.
So that's... Then that would be 5 damage, if I'm not being completely an idiot with math right now.
Okay, so...
Stuff than I am.
I got...
So, what level of consequence am I taking?
So the mild would be absorbing 2. Moderate, I think it absorbs... Let me look really quick.
Moderate says 4. I just didn't know if it absorbs the number that's by it, or if one absorbs all the damage,
absorb
or what.
by it. So you'll absorb 4 damage with a moderate.
All right,
And I took 5 damage?
Yep. Because you had 1 less than Vieri.
Okay, so I would need a severe consequence.
Yeah. Or
Okay.
you don't have to absorb all the damage if you're still up. You can take a moderate if that at least allows you to still stay standing.
So how about I'm actually think I'm going to take the severe for now.
Okay.
And I change my weak. Can I change my weak flyer into can't fly? That now my wings are
Yeah,
shredded.
that's pretty severe. So yeah, you can't fly right now. Your wing has been actually shredded.
Okay. So let's see here.
Mark will want to roll his defense.
Yeah, I did. I got a 4.
So that's pretty substantial.
That's the same thing I rolled, so he takes
Yeah.
4 damage.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what...
You might want to take a moderate consequence.
Okay.
I need to actually write down my numbers that I roll here so that I don't...
What would be a good moderate consequence?
Yeah.
It shredded the skin on your leg, perhaps, so you can't run very well.
Mm.
Or maybe you can't run at all, you're limping very slowly. That seems more mild, but it takes longer to heal, which makes a difference.
All right, then I'll do that.
Yeah, I take a blast of sand in the face. So I've got, pot marked and scarred.
And maybe you can't see very well, you have poor vision at the moment?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, coming up with consequence names is a little tricky because it's right on the fly. So yeah, that's what it did. Now it's your turn. It's blasted you furiously.
Well, there's nothing I can do against the sand, so I'm going to continue to attack the dog.
Okay.
Rich is still here.
Well, I rolled pretty badly for the dog.
And I rolled pretty well. I got a +5.
Yeah, you... Describe how you kill this dog.
I take a wide swinging with the sword because I'm just tired of missing, so I'm trying to just hit as broad an area as possible, and I managed to take out its feet.
Oh.
2 of its front legs, and when it falls to the ground, I follow up with a slice through the skull.
Yep, and it lays there limply, bleeding out and decapitated. So now all you have is a storm of sand.
Okay. I am. Okay, so I go. I think I'm next, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. I'm going to try to create another advantage for Octavio. As I go crashing to the ground, I'm going to turn around and I'm just going to throw lightning into the sky. I'm trying to light up the area so that the sand is easy to see.
Okay.
And as I go, and then once the lightning's up there, I want to, just before doing that, I want to yell at Octavio to try to blow that stuff away. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm rolling my lightning skill. And I got a 4.
Oh yeah, I rolled very badly again, so you are quite successful. There's no missing where it is in the air.
All right. So I will use...
So again, you get a +2 to whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah. So let's go there. I will just basically blow at it, and yeah, that's a 2.
Even with the bonus?
Yeah, I got a 0.
Oh,
0
but you have a
roll
+1. Oh, okay, yeah,
plus
that's
his 2,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's a 2.
Well, I rolled a 1, unfortunately for me. So.
All right. So I just use a direct blast. Try to direct blast at him, not like spinning or anything. It's just straight blast of air.
Okay, so you blast it with air, and it forces its current direction that it's going to change, as if you've taken kind of control of the sandstorm.
Oh.
And you're blasting it away from you, you see. It doesn't really seem to be hurting it, but your blasts are definitely pushing it away.
All right. Can I direct it like onto the rooftop of a nearby building? And just
I
kind
will
of
allow that, yeah.
Like just like pound it into the roof so it just scatters amongst the terracotta
Definitely.
roofing.
So you manage to do that, and you blast it over rooftops and sort of push it away. It's pretty scattered. You feel confident it's not dead, but it's out of your hair, so to speak, a little bit.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Doesn't mean it won't come back necessarily, but
Yes.
who knows?
And I turned to Vieri and was like, if you're going to do something with that body, let's hurry up.
I was thinking we should burn it.
And it actually looks like it was a body of a guard that was out patrolling, too.
Oh, the body of the... Oh, that body.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the dogs.
No.
Vieri will stare down at the dead guardsman in consternation. Yes, we should do something. Let me speak with his companions and see if there's anything that...
Well, maybe we should move this party inside in case that sand comes back.
Yes.
Maybe we should like grab the party and run for the door, because I don't think the sand is gone.
So you grab the body and run to the door?
That's my suggestion. You know what? I'm not going to wait for Vieri's permission. Yeah, I'm just going to grab the body and run for the door.
I help him.
You're going to need somebody to help you to move that quickly. So you start hauling off towards the door.
And while I'm helping Anatoly, I'm also grabbing the sword off the body.
All right, and you grab off the sword as well. It's a pretty standard issue short sword, nothing spectacular.
Okay.
And then you make it inside and slam the door closed and lock it, I imagine.
Yeah.
I'm limping along slowly behind them.
Okay. You're trying to make sure that you can see it if it's coming.
Well, I'm also injured my leg, so I can't.
Oh, that's right. You can't.
Fast.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So, Keith, are you still in dragon shape?
I'm sorry, say again?
Are you still in dragon shape?
I know I'm going to change, since I can't fly anyway, I'm going to change back to human.
All right, so you're all inside an inhuman form now.
Mm-hmm.
With a dead body.
With a dead body, and I want to make sure the doors and windows are closed, and I want to grab some water, put out the fire in the fireplace. And is dampers a modern invention, or do fireplaces here have in this era have dampers?
I do not know, but I'm going to say that they exist anyways.
Okay. Once I got the fire out, I want to close the damper. I want every access to the outside in this place closed and locked up.
Smart.
I want to make the place as tight as we can get it.
Yes.
Okay. So you do so. The alchemist, once you go in his room, I imagine at some point, or he'll come out. He'll come out slowly and say, "What happened? Is that a body?"
Yes, it is.
And the guards will be with him too and say, "What happened out there?"
we're not entirely certain. Casimiro, there seems to be some sort of sand that is possessing animals in the area. Have you heard of anything like that?
And it's got a really bad attitude. It was attacking us. Now, that's not normal behavior for sand. Just saying.
That was a question Very put to Casimir. Megan?
Oh, to Casimir. I thought you were asking somebody else. Okay.
No, yeah, Casimir.
Very asked
what's up with the
Casimiro
sand?
if ever heard of anything like that.
Let me roll his occultism check and see if he has. He says, not exactly, but I've heard of elementals, like air elementals that'll stir up sand. It doesn't sound like that. Maybe an earth elemental of some sort?
I would hazard a guess that it is related to this tablet you are examining for us, as all of this, and I'll look at Anatoly, started happening when he got his hands on it.
Now, actually, do we know that that's true, that this wasn't happening before I got my hands on it? I mean, what do we know? I mean, the guards were, the fact it was the blood of Adam came wandering around looking for a place. How long, do we have any idea how long that's been going on?
You haven't investigated, so you really have no idea.
All Vieri knows is you picked up the tablet, we went to his house, there was sand and animals that were behaving strangely. Now here we are with the tablet again, and look, more sand and more animals behaving strangely. This, Anatoly, is all your fault.
And in my best hand solo, in my best hand solo voice, I'm going, it's not my fault.
Casimiro speaks up saying, so an elemental wouldn't do this on its own. A fiend of some sort of demon would, but I've never heard of a demon that's like that. However, maybe there's something that somebody has control over. Perhaps a mage has gained control over some sort of spirit that is sending forth the sand. Maybe they're after you.
Maybe a mage who either works for or has the last name of, I don't know, D. Mercurio. It's all your fault, Vieri.
Casimiro says, I don't mean to pin any blame at all, but it very well could be them. Or, I don't know.
He started the blame game.
Well, it does not matter. I simply meant that I believe it is tied to this tablet. So the sooner you can learn more about it, the better.
Well, give me at least a day, and I think I can start at least. But really understanding it more thoroughly might take a lot longer. But with a day at least, I can make the new healing poultices, if that's a priority.
And
you look pretty badly beat up, so I think
that was going to be, what do we do about these consequences we're walking around with?
Minor goes away pretty quickly. Yours is going to need some help.
Minor goes away after the scene is over. Moderate goes away after the session is over. And I think severe goes away after the scenario as a whole is over.
Yeah,
I believe.
And you can require people to actually do things to get rid of ones that are more than mild, too.
Yeah, I'm going to be off to the side looking for a washcloth and some water to wash my face. So I got sandblast pretty good.
Oh, yeah, there would be a washroom for sure. Casimiro will say, let me take a look at your wounds and see what I can do to at least sterilize them.
Very well.
I have a little bit of simple poultices.
You may want to look at Ottavio first, as I believe a face wound is of more severity than a leg wound.
He takes a look at it and says, yeah, I'm sorry, that looks pretty unpleasant. So he goes through his supplies and he manages to patch you up a little bit and put something on your face that makes the stinging stop.
All right.
That should help heal it some, at least. But give me some time and I can come up with something better.
Thank you.
Now, when we were examining it, I don't know how closely you've looked at it. Vieri will write down the translation that he made of the tablet.
Yeah, and it looks like a poem, but he interpreted it as being a recipe.
That's how I interpreted it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just doing a little thinking here. What if the tablet is only indirectly related to the sand? Suppose, for an instant, whoever is controlling the sand wants the tablet, and the sand is just their method of acquiring the tablet.
That was my assumption, yes. The DiMercurios have been actively soliciting resources from around the world. The sand appears to be following the tablet. It is therefore only logical to assume that it is the DiMercurios utilizing some form of foreign magic to get their hands on this tablet, given the nature in which you found it.
Yeah, Casimiro says that is very logical and is a conclusion that I would say makes a lot of sense. If you can find out perhaps where it's coming from, you might be able to investigate further, but I would urge you to be very careful. And also to wait the day for me to make this poultice so that I can heal you better.
My best guess would be that ship at the moment.
That is my best guess too. I can't, and I'm gonna say I can't get there. I'm gonna look at Casimo for a moment, the way I would normally get there, because I'm not quite sure he's aware I'm a dragon. I'm a Lycerta. So we hole up here for the day, we hole up here for the day. Is that the plan?
Casimiro says that is what I would suggest.
I agree.
So you guys end up with a day of relaxing.
Well, one minor problem. We're sharing our domicile with a dead body.
Yes, you are. Oh, how could I forget? It's gonna be pleasant.
We got to do something about that. There's presumably Daddy's gonna find out, and that he may very well have family who wants to know.
Yes. I will handle the consequences of that.
The two guards say, I suggest perhaps not keeping this a secret. However, we know the fellow's family and can notify them ourselves as well.
We
can also take care of his remains.
Would you rather do that, or would it be preferable if I did?
It would not be outside of our station to do so.
All right.
However, we're hoping that whatever was attacking you out there is gone now.
I believe that Tavio and Anatoly here drove it off.
They say, well, then we will take care of this matter for you.
Thank you.
And they begin to deal with the remains and exit, which means you are without guards for the time being. However, you do have the rest of the day, and the sand does not return. The alchemist is able to create the healing poultice. It's a combination of different moist herbs and some flour and other ingredients. He says this called for some unusual ingredients, but fortunately I was able to find some before I left my shop. He applies it to all your wounds, and actually it does decrease your consequences by 1 step immediately.
Okay.
He says, I won't be able to just make an endless supply of this, but for now, at least it should help.
So it's now moderate. And fly a little?
Yeah, fly a little.
I have better vision, but still kind of impaired.
I say about this, I can glide. I can't actually glide.
You can glide a short distance. It's called jumping really high.
Can glide. So, like if I jump off a building, I can. But, if I find a thermal, maybe. But other than that, can glide, not fly.
Mark, I would say Yours, since you got messed up in the face, it's more of an appearance issue now.
Yeah, which
So if you're trying to
really
be charming,
bothers me.
it works
Yeah.
out.
I have a question. Since I'm being raised to take over the house, can I have my third stunt be something like inspiring my companions?
Something with rapport to create an advantage, maybe.
Well, I was thinking more along the lines of empathy to inspire them, but if you think that would be rapport instead, then
Rapport makes a lot more sense.
okay.
It would
Just
creating
to
a
give them
advantage with the rapport.
to put like on a companion or something. Does that
Yeah.
work? Does that?
I think so. Let me look at it a little bit after game 2 just to make sure that I have it working a correct way, but
Okay.
it seems like it would follow the rules just fine.
Okay.
By the way, are there any game aspects we should be aware of?
No, I haven't made any game aspects. Maybe I will. I hadn't really thought to. Just because, honestly, I've never used them, and I've never had a GM that used them. I guess they just get neglected generally. So yeah. So you guys heal up to a degree, and then the day goes on. You have a... Do you do anything before night falls, actually, the next day?
Yeah, Vieira's gonna talk to the two of them. So, the most logical guess right now is that whatever we're dealing with is located on this ship. Yes?
You're
That is
asking
the
us
only.
here or me? Or,
So, we should perhaps come up with some plan to get onto this ship and look around. I must admit this is a little beyond my forte. Have you, either of you, any thoughts on how we may do that?
So, the ship is anchored at the moment. Is that true? Where was the ship when last we saw it?
It was anchored in the ocean, I believe. They were using a smaller ship to come back and forth.
I think Mark was having an idea, too.
I was just thinking that my alternate form, I could get on the ship fairly easily, I believe. But I don't know of this ship. Something you want to fill me in on?
The
Go ahead, Vieira.
no, you go on.
Viera, a rival family to Vieri's family, Di Mercurio, seems to be the source of our current troubles. And we saw, correct me if I'm wrong, we saw sand flying out of or to this Di Mercurio ship that was anchored out in the harbor.
That is correct.
And this is where you got this tablet from?
We picked the tablet up after some Di Mercurios. I interrupted some Di Mercurios tossing a different alchemist's shop, and they missed. I found this tablet that they missed.
Interesting.
And since then,
Well,
the
by
animated
missed,
sand has been following us.
by missed he means he interrupted their search.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, whatever the reason, they still missed it.
Credit where it is due, after all.
You sure you don't mean blame?
Well, if you prefer blame, I will give you blame.
I didn't know you were such a rogue, Anatoly.
For, I guess.
To my mind, any interruption of what the Di Mercurio wants is a positive.
I'll take it.
So the ship out in the harbor, we get on and then what? Sink it? Burn it?
search it.
Perhaps, perhaps the harbor master would have some answers as far as,
We've already spoken with him. It's
Oh.
recently purchased by the Di Mercurio family. It's of Turkish origin.
Yep. Well, Syrian, actually.
Syrian. Yeah, sorry.
any take on people on board? Crew? Or are they all in town?
He had little answers as to that, as they are not docking or declaring any goods. They're simply ferrying back and forth, so there's no way to know without actually getting eyeballs on the ship. They're not actually going through the harbor master, as they're not docking.
But wait a minute. Octavio said something interesting. The crew. What's the crew doing? I mean, the crew. Doesn't the crew like to? Is the crew stuck on the ship, or are they, out doing what sailors do in town?
So when you flew over last session, you did see that there were smaller ships that could feasibly be taking people from the ship to port without the big ship itself coming to port.
Well, that's what
but
the harbor master said they were doing.
Yeah, but they weren't bringing goods to his knowledge.
And also, during this period of time, it was very common for merchants and stuff to have their own little dinghies that would go out to the ships to service any people that weren't allowed on shore.
And that very well could be what's going on.
So, I suggest perhaps we can disguise ourselves on a dinghy as a merchant. I don't know. Too bad we don't have any ladies. But anyway.
I could hire some dock boys to watch the ship and see who comes and goes for a few days. Then we would have a better idea.
Do you think we have a few days before more sand appears and causes havoc?
That is a good point. Doubtless not, as they now know our location.
Yes. Does your family have any other properties about?
I'm certain my father has plenty of properties about.
But
without just cause, I'm going to be in enough hot water as it is. I'm not certain that moving about at this point is something we can be doing.
Understandable. As one who also has issues with his father.
We all have daddy issues.
Those seem to be popular. It's either daddy issues or mommy issues with most of my players. I know what it says about gamers.
I get along just fine with my father. He's, after all, the only one in my family I can trust to back me.
My dad's trying to kill me. I don't know about you.
No, well, he tried during my youth, but he considered it
so
training.
I'm the only one with a dad who hasn't tried to kill him.
Yeah. Piss him off enough. We need you to join the club.
Well, then I would have to change my high concept.
Yeah.
So, here's an interesting idea. I'm just throwing this out. What would happen if the anchor cable were to part while we had a flowing tide and the wind happened to be blowing ashore?
Interesting.
So the ship would crash. Well,
yes.
What kind of ship is it? Is it a galley sailing? What kind of ship is it actually?
All I'd say is that it's a really big cargo ship.
Probably sail then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
you
would
can,
make
you can
sense.
you wouldn't have the bulk. You couldn't put the bulk to bulk in a
And have
galley.
do that? Yeah, no. Sailing.
Sailing ship. So we basically, I don't know if we know anybody here who can control the wind. But if we don't, we wait for the wind to be
Excuse me?
blowing so that we got a lee shore while the tide is coming in. If the anchor cable were to mysteriously part, and they use ropes this time, not chains. Although they were called chains, but they were really just big heavy ropes. The crew. What do we know about the crew actually? I'm just saying. What do you guys think of something like that?
Probably around 50, at least.
I would.
That would make sense for a typical ship of that size.
Yeah.
Pretty big.
And but like I say, the ship is in port. Also pretty typical for sailors of that era. Even if they weren't allowed in port, they were often. I'm going to take a sip of the wine as I say this. Imbibing. So there's a good chance that the only people alert would be the anchor watch. They would have to rouse the drunk. They would have to rouse probably drunk sailors to get the sails going.
Aha! That's an idea. Let us send them some gifts in the form of intoxicating liquid. Vieri, can you arrange some hogsheads of some wine?
I'm quite certain I can. However, if it comes from me, they're likely to tip it overboard.
So instead of
I can provide said wine, but you will have to come up with the deception by which it gets on board.
Well, I'm sure if we have a little extra wine that it won't take very much to find some good, hearty young men to deliver it for us.
I think that's a great idea. I just want to polish that cannonball just one little bit. Instead of giving it to them, we sell it to them for a price they can't refuse. Make up some excuse about I don't know, we're a wine merchant, we had a deal worked out with merchant B, but merchant B backed out of the deal, so now I'm stuck with this wine. Tell you what, I'll let you have it for blah blah blah. They go, what? That's way too much. I only want it for blah blah blah. And eventually we basically cut them a deal that is actually really good from their point of view, but we make them work for it.
Anatoly, you astound me. Truly.
I astound myself sometimes too.
Not only do we rob them, but yeah, we trick them at the same time. Interesting.
I suggest that Otavio, you be our face man in this.
Fine.
That is a good question. How are you guys going about this as far as approaching them physically?
I will gladly approach them.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
I would like to rest overnight, and hopefully the skin will heal some. But anyway, I am assuredly charming enough to persuade them in taking the wine and enjoying it fully. So.
All right. So you rest overnight. The next day you are actually all healed up thanks to that concoction that the alchemist made.
Okay, so we get rid of the consequence.
So I can fly again?
Yeah.
Cool.
Just if you get severely injured again, no guarantee you'll be able to make more.
All right. So I asked Vieri for the main shipment and then a little extra.
Okay. Vieri, can you make me a resources check?
I can indeed.
And see, I'm trying to use people's characters' names. I'll get decent at it someday. Someday.
I'm trying to acquire, let's say, some street wine. Something that wouldn't be tied to a noble house.
Okay.
Certainly your family knows other people with vineyards.
And I don't think I'm going to manage it, as I just rolled this.
Oh,
no, you get wine.
That equals a -1, because I have resources +3.
We get vinegar.
It looks like wine. Yeah, it looks like when you uncork it, vinegar. You definitely bought a lot of vinegar.
Is this worth spending a fate point on to reroll?
Yeah, I think I will, actually.
Okay.
That is a good point.
Have salad dressing for later.
I forgot we can re-roll with fate points.
Yeah, as long as it's tied to an aspect. That
Okay, now how is this for funny since I just rolled that?
Oh God.
Wow.
So that's a +7.
There's this merchant who was up and coming, but he had a family dispute that made his business just crash, and so he went bankrupt, basically. He was having a huge sale, so you got a ton of wine, actually pretty good quality for cheap.
Cool.
All right. So I will take a small hogshead worth of the wine and head down to the docks.
All right, you head down to the docks. What time of day are you going?
Mid-morning.
Mid-morning? Okay. You head down there.
10 a.m.
You see that there's ships that have finished unloading and are going out to sea again. Not too many coming in. There's a few that are tied up at port for one reason or another.
All right. I'm mainly looking for the dinghies from the bigger ships.
All right, do a notice check to see if you can kind of pinpoint the right one.
Okay. I guess that would be fair. 0.
0?
Yep.
You're noticing some dinghies, but they're not coming from that ship, you think.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't care where it's from. I'm just looking.
Oh, okay.
I'm just looking for some guys to
transport it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Transport me in.
So, yeah. So you find just they seem to be random.
Gentlemen, a minute of your time, please. My name is Octavio Mancuso. I am in a quandary of a particular sort of I find myself with extra wine. I was hoping to possibly go out to one of the ships out in the harbor. Perhaps you could help me?
So this kind of burly, very weathered-looking gentleman says, "Oh, really? I wouldn't mind buying a little bit myself. How much you got? How much you selling for?"
For you, it will be free. I will give you this hogshead, and I point to it down on the ground. You're happy.
Right out?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like not too bad of a deal. Well, let me take a look at that wine and see if it's worth it.
All right.
He takes a smell of it. He says, "This is pretty fine wine." Actually, give me a rapport roll, too, just to see how convincing you're really being. Now that I have it.
Oh, God. -2. I'll use a fate
This
point.
endeavor is cursed.
Now, how many fate points do we start with? 3?
Yeah, unless you
3.
buy extra stunts.
Okay.
How many stunts did you buy?
Didn't, yeah.
I think he only got 2. So he has a third still to buy.
Okay. So I'm going to re-roll that. +1.
+1? That's not as bad by any means. He says, yeah, I'll take you out there. I'll need a little coin, but I'll give you a good discount for, the free wine. Excellent. He says,
right.
give me a little bit of time to sort of go through my
and
over.
By the way, what is your
barrels?
What is your rapport skill there, Otavio? How good are you at talk? It's fair.
You get +2.
Yep. Oh, I forgot to add that. Yeah. So
it's even better. Yeah.
+3. Yeah.
Actually, he'll take you out there just for the wine then.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
I want to before he actually does the negotiations with since I've got an excellent rapport skill, and I have one of my stunts is a maybe it's not anymore. I changed that. Okay, never mind. I want to give him some less. I want to try to create an advantage for Otavio, called a good negotiator.
Okay.
Right.
Where to help him when he's negotiating with the ship people, with DiMercurio's, so that they think they're getting a good deal and they don't suspect him.
Okay.
So roll my. I'm guessing I roll my
rapport.
Rapport. Okay.
Yep.
And I got a great. I got a +4.
Oh, okay, yeah, definitely. You'll create an advantage. You coach him a little bit and give him some ideas and some tips, and he's catching on even better than you had hoped.
And as we're heading out, I point towards the ship that was described to me as the DiMercurio ship.
Cool. He says, "Oh, that one. I haven't heard anything about what cargo they're bringing in or anything."
Yeah, I have not heard either, but I'm hoping there are thirsty men on board.
There's gotta be. I can't help but be a bit curious about that one. So he gets ready to head out and then says, well, all aboard. And
all right, so we have 2 large barrels of wine that are put on the little dinghy.
So you get close to the ship. Make a notice check as you get close to the ship.
Okay, so...
This is when we discover we're sending him onto a ship of zombies.
Well, nice knowing you, Otavio.
Oh, that's 2, so... That's a +1.
+1?
Yeah,
there is something strange about the crew, how they're moving. The expressions on their face seem very... You almost want to say dour, but it's like they don't really have expressions. Even the one, like when you get right up close, that's sort of keeping watch. And they're very pale and sort of sallow looking. Maybe an illness is why this ship hasn't been coming to port.
Are they flying any kind of at least I know in later centuries there was a fever flag you were supposed to fly.
No, they are not.
Okay.
Nope. But you have a bad feeling about this when you see them. Like, this might be a contagion of some sort that they're dealing with.
Yeah.
And they haven't said anything to the port.
I turn to the sailor that's head of the dinghy and basically say, well, perhaps you might be bringing a doctor next time.
He says, he's looking up and says, yeah, the crew doesn't look too good. I'm wary of going aboard. Are you sure you want to do this?
Yes. I'll go aboard. You can stay here.
May I
if there's clear signs of illness, I might not be able to bring you back.
Hold on. May I say something?
Mm-hmm.
So, admittedly, my knowledge of this is from later centuries, but often what would happen is merchants who were trying to sell two ships actually wouldn't necessarily come aboard until invited. They would like yell up at the whoever was the watch.
Oh yeah, that seems like it would be natural.
Hey, because they'd have no
Otherwise,
idea.
you could be raiding.
Right.
Or
So
just
hey, we got
warm
stuff to
up
sell,
permission.
and they might even make they might even with the people in the boat and the people on the ship, they might even do some negotiating, and the people in the boat might not even necessarily go aboard. Once a deal would be made, the coin would be passed down, and then stuff hauled up. Also, if there's suspicion of fever, the boat driver would probably want to stay upwind.
Yeah.
To not catch any foul humors coming from the ship.
Which they really could.
Yeah.
So, do you yell up?
Yeah, I'm like, ahoy, wine merchant here.
So the man who is keeping watch, looking out over the sea with his glum face, looks down and says, "We are buying nothing here," in a voice that sounds very dry and crackly.
Come now, you must be thirsty. I have a fine wine that I will give you the deal of a lifetime.
The man seems to be thinking for a moment and says, "Very well. You may come aboard."
Thank you. So I start climbing aboard.
He throws down,
Yeah.
How were they from that ship?
The rope ladder.
Would it just be rope? Okay.
Or there's ladders built into the side.
Huh?
It was nice knowing you, Octavio.
Yeah.
So he helps you up. When you're face to face with him, it's like the hackles on your back, if you had them, would have risen.
Mm-hmm.
And probably there are patches of skin. It's like something that is moving underneath them unnaturally.
Okay. I try not to stare and look unsettled, but for those 2 barrels of fine wine, and I have them bring up the smaller cask, and I let him here take and let him sample the wine. For these 2 barrels, a mere 50 crowns.
He says, "That is a good deal. However, we have no taste for wine, but we could use some fluid, yes." And he lunges at you. You might want to make a defense check.
Yeah. Athletics.
I got 2.
Wow, I got 5. That's plus 3, so 8.
Oh, you dodge very deftly out of the way. He moves very stiffly.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see as he's moving towards you that writhing underneath his skin just agitates further.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do now?
Debating whether to throw this small keg into his face, but I do want to try to talk to him. So I'm like,
He says, "Well, I would love to get much closer to you."
Sir,
you are out of cadaver.
You are out of bounds, sir.
At least buy me dinner first.
Yeah. And I just kind of shove the hogshead barrel at him and just kind of drop it, and then try to maneuver around to go back down.
Okay, so do just an athletics check to try to start getting back down to the other boat.
Sure. Oofa. That's plus 3. So that's 4.
That's 4. Yeah, it's really good. You manage to maneuver around him and start swinging back down quickly.
All right. I leave the little barrel of wine there.
There.
And I basically shout down to the dinghy captain, shove off! Shove off!
He looks up and says, was there sickness aboard that you'd be bringing back to me?
I don't think it's natural.
The right answer is no.
Yeah, no.
He gets to shove off without you.
Oh. I'm going to make an athletic leap.
Okay. Roll another athletics check.
All right.
It's going to be a little harder this time.
Oof. And that's another 4.
Okay. Oh, that's still... Well, you've been super good about both of them, so yeah.
Yeah.
That is plenty. So you're on board, and he says, you must keep your distance from me.
Fine.
It's a natural and
Fine.
unnatural thing you have. I will not come in contact with it.
I
have a family to care about, alas.
Understood. Understood. And I will sit towards the back of the dinghy while he's at the front of the dinghy.
So he parks a short way from port and says, tell me more about what you saw. I would not do well to bring something unnatural aboard.
No, I believe there is magical, unnatural things going on there. Not sickness, I don't think.
Magic is not usually contagious, no?
No, in my experience it has not, but I don't know.
Make a rapport roll.
Everywhere. Okay. Let's go. That's 4.
Okay. He seems like he's satisfied. He says, "Yes. I'm sure it's quite all right.
Yeah.
Just magic, no sickness. Okay, I will let you back on
And
the dock."
he did not touch me.
No.
Tried. Certainly tried.
He says that's good. We should let the dockmaster know that there's something bad aboard the ship and report this. And I must do so.
Yes.
Were we waiting on shore for him to come back, or what is our status?
I would imagine you were, but that's up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see why we wouldn't.
So he lets you off on shore, and he goes to talk to the dockmaster.
All right.
Is this said between the two of them when we're on the shore?
It's right before they get on the shore.
So there's no intervening from us because we don't know he's doing it?
Yeah.
Not unless he says something.
Unless you want to stop him.
But that's what I mean. We don't know where he's... If this was done before he gets on shore, we don't know he's going to do that.
As he gets off first, and then I get up and I basically come over to you and basically say, yeah, he's going to the dockmaster.
Oh, all right.
Fearful of... it certainly is unnatural there. It seems that sand thing has infected the people there. The crew, they didn't take the wine. They wanted me, but not the wine, per se. And I was not touched, thankfully.
So what did you see?
Well, besides being ghostly white and without any humor at all, any emotion, very dull, very odd. But probably the oddest thing was on their skin, or I should say underneath their skin, seemed to be something moving, rolling about, and very disturbing looking.
They were possessed by sand, in other words.
Yes, I believe so.
When we fought the dogs, would that accurately describe what we saw in the dogs?
You didn't really see it writhing under them so much until they were wounded, and then it started spilling out from everywhere. But it might have just been that there was too much commotion and moving around to really notice it. And these guys they weren't moving a whole lot. They were pretty still and keeping watch.
Yeah. So, I'm not sure the best thing would be to actually bring the ship ashore. Thinking on it now. The plan is, cutting the cable and...
Yeah, I'm not so sure that that's a good idea either anymore.
But perhaps we could push it out.
How long has it been since the sailor went towards the dockmaster?
I'm guessing you guys have been probably talking for about 5 minutes.
I'm gonna try to intercept him.
Okay, you're gonna have to make an athletics.
Barry is turning and running after the sailor.
I see that happen, and I'm gonna shrug, and then I'm gonna go run after Vieri.
3
Alright.
plus 3.
You catch up to him, but he's like almost right up at the dockmaster. Barely talked to somebody else he knew. So you could catch him, but you're just barely catching him, and the dockmaster might see your intervention. Did we lose Liz for a minute?
Yeah, everybody's frozen for me. You're...
Am I frozen?
No.
You were for a sec, but you're not now.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
She's frozen.
She is, yeah. We'll give her a minute.
And while they're doing that, I'm instructing the men to bring up the barrels and just set them.
Okay. Yeah, so they'll start unloading them onto the dock again.
Yeah. And we're stuck with 2 barrels of great wine.
Yeah, we got it for a great price. We can probably sell it for a profit anyway, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a closeout deal on it.
Mm-hmm.
So... new plan. New plan is there. Hopefully, you'll be vlogging in a moment.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can.
Yeah, having the authorities involved does not complicate things.
But I have an interesting idea. Although, and if we're lucky, maybe they'll even kill each other in the process. So, what you may not be aware of is the Blood of Adam. Knights of Blood Adam have been hunting these sand-possessed creatures. I can't do it because they know me. You can't do it because they probably know you as well, but they're still on more or less good terms with Vieri. What if Vieri were to let the Blood of Adam know that, hey, there's a whole bunch of sand-possessed humans on that ship there?
Yes.
Well, that was weird. Sorry about that.
No problem.
We had a power out and it kicked me offline.
Oh, we had a power outage. Oh, that's... Okay. I was about to blame that on Google, but I guess if you had a power outage, I can't blame it on Google.
Blame it
No,
on...
everything down here just grayed out. The fan stopped, the air purifier stopped, the lights went out, and then I got kicked offline.
Yeah.
Very weird.
So you get right up to him when he's about to start talking to the dockmaster after he's sort of lingered and talked to Buddy for a few minutes.
Is that what I interrupted?
Yeah.
Keith was saying something.
Well, I was making plans, but you can do your thing first, because your thing is actually directly what's going on at the moment.
Yeah, this can happen afterwards.
So he's right in front of the harbor master.
Yeah, he is.
Pardon me if you'll allow me to interrupt. My companion informed me as to what went aboard, and he'll lean in forward and he'll say, he's a mite bit touchy. you might say he takes refusals of his offers a little too seriously.
Roll
If you
your
know what I mean. Roll what?
deceive.
I do not have that. I do have rapport.
This is definitely lying.
Okay.
I got a +2, so you'll want to beat that.
Can I call upon plays it close to the vest? Spend a fate point.
Yeah, that would make sense.
So that's a +2.
Mm-hmm.
That gives me a +3.
Okay. He sort of looks at you questioningly for a moment. I mean, both the fellow and the dockmaster. He's like, "Oh, wait, something's going on with the ship," and then the fellow says, "Sorry, sir. Wait, so your friend is exaggerating?"
Not exaggerating per se, but he highly overestimates his ability to sell his wares, shall we say, and has a tendency to blame supernatural causes for any refusal to purchase said goods.
I know those kind. So you own the wine company, or you work with him?
No, he's a friend of a friend, and he asked me to assist him in getting his wares to the docks. I understand he had some sort of a personal problem, personal issue, something to do with his wife. I didn't quite get the details, but yeah.
He turns to the dockmaster and says, I'm really sorry I was just about to waste your time, but I've got other business to attend to as well." So, reading the little thing he posted. How does that feel?
Please, for your trouble, permit me to attend to your entertainments for the evening, and I'll pass him a bribe. The sailor guy.
He says, "Well, thank you, sir. Perhaps we can do more business in the future."
Yes, I do hope I can count on your discretion.
He says, "Of course. Of course." And then he begins to head back to his ship. Success!
I didn't hear all that. So. Yeah.
It's just as well you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your poor wife.
Yeah. Oh, my wife.
So when Vieri catches back up with us, I'm going to go, what the hell is that all about?
I don't think we want the guard involved in this matter. It would shed too much focus on things.
Yes.
Definitely does a lot of attention.
I suspect any men the dockmaster sent, based upon what you said, would wind up killed, and then they'd call in the guard, and they'd get killed, and well, it would just be a mess.
You know who would be a mess, but would be a good mess?
Let me guess. You want to send your friends to investigate?
Hey, yeah, I do actually. You know.
Well, it so happens that I do have that knight's contact information.
You do. They wanted to hear if you found out anything else about this.
And I won't even. And if the Blood of Adam wants to storm that ship, I won't even get in the way this time.
I think this is a good idea. I'm no friend of the Blood of Adam. But,
and I could say if we're lucky, they'll kill each other.
Yes, and perhaps this ship will sink.
So you believe that that would be a wise course of action?
Well, not for the harbor, but...
I mean,
what?
I'm not sure I see what the downside would be. the blood of, if there is magic there, the blood, we don't have to worry about the blood of Adam using it because A, they don't like magic, and B, worst case scenario from our point of view would be every member of the blood of Adam who goes to assault that ship ends up getting killed. I don't see the downside to that either.
But it does bring a spotlight on this city.
This is Venice. Venice has got a spotlight on it anyway.
Well, the Blood of Adam is already investigating strange sand, so a spotlight from them is already here.
Oh. Well.
I
Yes.
simply wish to minimize losses of the city's resources.
Yes, and the poor. I mean, the Blood of Adam doesn't give a damn about the poor. But anyway, I approve of this idea.
Very well then, I shall pay a call upon the knight of my acquaintance.
All right, so you're gonna head to their barracks.
And I'm not going anywhere near there.
Neither am I.
That sounds like a plan.
Let me
So,
take a
yay, we're splitting the party again.
So,
Yeah, this time I'm the one going into danger.
so Anatoly, perhaps you and I can sell these 2 barrels of fine wine.
Sure, why not? Let's see what we can do with. Let's see if we can make a profit.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna handle the going to the Blood of Adam headquarters first.
That
All right.
sounds
So-
like a.
I don't remember the name of that knight that I was speaking with.
Oh God, I don't think I wrote it down either.
You know, you may not have even given me a name.
I might not have. Let's see if I have a decent one here. I had a book of names, and it's somewhere on the shelf, but I'm too lazy to get it.
Hmm. I just remember trading info with him and asking him to give me what he learned, and I'd agreed to tell him.
I'm gonna say his name is Soranzo. There we go.
Soranzo.
Soranzo. I have to write that down.
Okay.
So you head to the Blood of Adam headquarters, which is very much a barracks
Okay.
on one side of the city. You approach. There's guards everywhere, and they greet you and say, "Are you a member?"
I am Lord Vieri d'Est, here to pay a call upon Knight Sorenzo regarding a matter with which I believe he will understand. Should you give him my name?
He's in, actually. Wait here for a moment. And he goes into the barracks, and eventually he emerges with the knight that you were speaking to earlier. That knight says, "Oh, welcome back, Sorenzo. You have news for me."
You mean Vieri?
Vieri, yeah. I'm terrible with names. I mix them up right away.
Yes. One of my acquaintances, servants, perhaps, informed me of a rather frightening experience he had attempting to offload some of his wine. And it seemed to have something to do with the occurrence in my front lawn, if you recall.
Interesting connection, but that is a very strange phenomena. We have seen nothing more of it, however, since then.
He was attempting to offload some wine to a ship docked off the harbor, actually, out at sea. He believed that a ship that was not coming into port would be quite susceptible for its sailors. You know how sailors are. They're
Yes,
thirsty
of
when they
course,
can't
of course.
come ashore. However, he informs me that he was attacked upon opening negotiations by what he referred to as what looked like a corpse with swirling sand.
That sounds like some manner of Salati witchcraft.
It seemed rather similar to what we were discussing.
Yes.
I recall the sand and the crows, or was it pigeons? Pigeons.
Yeah.
It was pigeons? Yeah, pigeons.
It was pigeons before. And it's infected You think the people aboard? Well, we will have to investigate this.
Based upon what he informed me, yes. I naturally am alarmed by such a thing and thought I would inform you right away.
Well, thank you. This helps us a lot, actually. If you find out anything from any other occurrences, of course, let us know. But we will, with haste, decide on a plan to investigate it further.
Now that it's affecting or impacting my men, I must inquire. Do you believe that there's a large risk here?
It sounds like it. If it's infected both animals and a ship of people, it does sound like there is a larger risk to the general public.
Is there anything I might do to protect my holdings?
Without knowing more about it, I can't say yet, unfortunately. Hopefully, once we investigate the ship, we will have more information for you.
All right, very well.
I'll come to you as soon as I do, though.
I would very much appreciate that, thank you.
He says, certainly then, and I bid you good day.
And good day to you as well.
And then he exits back into his barracks.
And I shall exit the barracks.
All right. So you two are trying to sell wine.
Yes.
All right. How are you going about this selling of wine?
I think it's a great idea to pick a different ship
Yes.
and actually try to sell the wine.
Mm-hmm.
And try to get as much out of it as we can.
So let's move to the other end of the docks.
Alrighty.
So you move to the other end of the docks. You notice there's a few small merchant ships at this end. They're not anywhere as large as the one with the infested people aboard.
Yes. I will...
They're at dock, too, so that makes
it... All right. I'll walk up towards one and basically yell up, ahoy!
You see a man comes out and says, yes, can I help you?
It's a merchant ship.
Yep.
What be your cargo?
He says, silks, actually.
Silks. Would you, you and your crew mates, would you be in the, be looking for some wine, perhaps? Very good wine.
Planning later tonight to go into port and have some wine, yeah.
I happen to have 2 barrels of very fine wine at a very reasonable discount.
Well, I wouldn't mind taking a look at it.
Please.
Then he does, and he inspects it some and takes a smell, and it's good wine. He says, this is better than the usual stuff we bring aboard. What are you selling it for?
Ask for 100.
Yes. 125 for both barrels.
He says, well, we do come into port fairly often. If you lower your price a little bit, we might consider a repeat.
115.
And out of character, I have no idea about wine prices, so this could be...
Neither do I.
We're making these numbers. I'm not even sure if crowns is the right...
yeah.
No, I called them copper pieces last game, and I know that those they're not a thing, really.
I would maybe time to roll that rapport with the...
roll the rapport.
With that, and be sure to add the +2 for the negotiation training I gave you.
Okay.
Well, I'll say you only get to use that one once. Otherwise, you got to create the advantage again.
Okay, that was a 0 plus 2, so 2.
2, he says. Bring it down a little bit, and we might be talking.
100 then.
Okay, so you sell him the wine. I'll say you have a temporary +1 to your next resources check as a result of selling wine.
Okay.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yep.
Good for me.
It's kind of like half a create advantage there. And you can use that whenever you want. You basically could spend it. So, you eventually all get back together.
Alrighty, and go, and I'll start off going, we made a profit.
Indeed.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I know you are
Fire from
probably
being
above this
adventurous
whole
and
profit loss kind of thing, but you know.
Well, seeing as I'm the one who purchased your wine.
So
they
I
made a
glad
profit off of your goods.
I gladly hand him a bag of 100 crowns.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, I think crowns would be British too.
Yeah, yeah.
I know they use florins in Florence. I did not look up the Venetian currency. I should really do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna Google that right now.
No,
Yeah.
I did not seek to claim your
All right.
gains.
Well, I will consider it our party fund. Well,
It is done.
Ducati.
Ducati. Okay.
Ducati. Yeah.
I
Have the
will write that
Doge's
down.
image.
At least that way I'll be using the right term, sort of. So you've sold wine, you're reunited. Blood of Adam might be screwing themselves over, we'll see. And then you just have the port, things are going calmly there, people coming in and out with goods. So what do you do next?
I suggest we keep watch.
Perhaps check in with our alchemist friend?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's see if he's learned anything.
Alright. You head back to him. He says, good, you're back. I've made some progress. It's interesting. I think this might be a legitimate piece, actually. I looked through them using a lot of different techniques and found it's not just writing on the surface, but there's writing on a multitude of layers.
Interesting.
I'm assuming that's a rare thing?
It's extremely rare, and I can't really make out what's on the layers under the surface. But this is impressive. It's gonna take me a lot more time. But if they had the whole thing, this would be amazing.
What do you want to bet the rest of this thing is on that ship?
I would say it's more likely that a piece of it is, and they're seeking the whole.
What if this piece makes it whole? At least. So what do we know? What would a complete tablet do?
I can't say I fully understand it, but it would certainly allow for the creation of the Philosopher's Stone. That is the most sought-after alchemical endgame, really. I mean, you could be almost godlike with that knowledge.
I'm just an ignorant first-year alchemical student. What exactly does the Philosopher's Stone do?
It does a number of things. Let me get my notes. He would know off the top of his head. I do not. So, for one, you could turn lead into gold. That itself, just imagine the economic effects. But it's an elixir of life. You could gain the sort of immortality only the Phoenix has. Potentially spiritual enlightenment as well, but I really doubt, from what I know about these people, that they would be seeking that. Or they might think that they are, but not really be. Like I said, you could become godlike with this thing if you really knew how to use it.
Well, then we must definitely prevent the Mercurial from getting their hands upon it.
Yes.
Have you had any luck with the ship?
Not as yet. It is rather too dangerous for our small party. We have taken steps which will hopefully bear fruit, however.
You've found allies.
In a manner of speaking.
So, I'm guessing the phrase cannon fodder hasn't been invented yet.
Probably has been. There's been cannons for a while, actually.
Okay. Let's just say we found cannon fodder. That'd be a better way of describing what we found.
Who are these cannon fodder?
The best.
I do not know that I care to use that term.
There are surely few who deserve such an honor.
I certainly don't want to say blood at him.
I can understand why people in your position might want to use them. It could go badly for you if they manage to find this themselves.
It could go badly for whom? Wait a minute.
Well, if they're killed, then they're out of your hair. But if they survive, then potentially they could get a piece themselves, assuming that it's on the ship.
Okay, and how would it be bad if the Blood of Adam got a hold of this thing? Because if they're following their beliefs, they'll just destroy it.
I don't know that they could, but it might give them cause to want to seek more of it and find a way.
Well, we will simply keep watch and...
Well, if you can make sure they don't find out that we have a piece, we might be okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I've kept care thus far to keep that knowledge from them.
That's true. So we hopefully will be okay.
Casimiro, you know me.
Well, I'm getting to know you. I guess all we can do now is wait. Unless you have any plans in the meanwhile, I will continue my studies.
I suggest you continue your studies. The three of us will keep an eye upon this ship and what the Blood of Adam do about it. I suggest we want to be there.
I suggest we want to be there also. So yeah, I guess we find a spot where we can keep an eye on the ship. And has a telescope been invented yet?
I think it actually was some years later, but it might be. We could have it invented early.
Well, let's Google. When was the telescope invented?
Yeah, Google.
When was the telescope invented?
So we're in the 1540s?
1498.
Oh, 1498. Okay.
1608.
Oh, wow, okay, not for a while.
Yeah, we're about 100 years away from that. So.
Yes, you don't have it.
Although that was the first patent, so it's possible it was around prior to that.
Isn't Galileo credited with inventing that thing?
No, it says the earliest known working telescopes appeared in 1608 and are credited to Hans Lippershey.
Yeah, so you don't have one.
Okay. I think Galileo's the one who turned it on the stars.
Could be. Yeah, advanced it.
Yep. The design of these early refracting telescopes consisted of a convex objective lens and a concave eyepiece. Galileo used this design the following year.
Yeah, so unless you find anything that's anachronistic because of some weird phenomena, no luck there.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping that because we're all of us are flying creatures, we've got good eyesight.
At least in your alternate form, it's somewhat better, and I would say you have it maybe for using a fate point.
Yeah.
Ottavio,
Yes.
before we continue this acquaintance further, I must make the same request of you that I made of Anatoly. May I request that you give me your word to keep any knowledge of the affairs of myself and my house to yourself?
I agree.
And I shall do the same in return to you.
Thank you.
All right, so you hide on the docks, I imagine, and watch.
I am going to what looks to be the most busy tavern.
Okay.
And try to talk up some guys, see if they've heard anything.
I imagine that there would be a tavern pretty much right on the port,
Yeah.
and it would be pretty damn busy. So you head to the tavern. Oh, what's a good portside tavern name?
I want to
Like,
go with him. I gotta go with him, and it's like, I have no problem going to the low life place. Vieri can sit and watch the docs
Yeah.
and be all snooty and everything.
Yeah.
Alright.
It would be so beneath him.
But I have no problem joining Octavio in the tavern.
Alright, then I shall do the risky thing and take dragon form in some discreet location and keep an eye on the ship by flying very high in the sky
Make
above
a
it.
stealth check too.
A what?
A stealth check too.
Oh boy. I don't have stealth.
Oh well. That just means you don't get a bonus.
Luckily for me, I rolled a 3.
Okay. You don't think anybody's really making a note of you. You might be just high enough up. So the tavern, there's people that are singing sea shanties in there, and they are quite drunk.
Mm-hmm.
They're drinking not very good. It smells like portside wines and other beverages.
Mm-hmm.
The whole place smells like a just
Yeah.
overwhelming stench of alcohol and fermenting fruit.
Well, I will approach one of the ladies, one of the barmaids.
And your character is relatively attractive?
Yes.
Okay. So you see a barmaid, and she says, "Oh, it's nice to have a cute young sailor in here like you."
Thank you, but I'm not a sailor. But I've come to, I've come for, of course, the obvious, the drink. What is the best you have?
She said, "Oh, we have the Beached Mermaid Special today."
I so want a beer name. Find a beer named that. Each mermaid.
Yeah.
Says, "Would you like to try it?"
Yes. Yes, I would.
She says, "One moment." So she goes and she gets this wine. It's really, really like cheap wine.
Obviously, by best, she thought you meant the one they make the most profit on.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure if you asked, she'd be happy to spice it up for you with a personal touch.
Yes. Yeah. So I'll drink it and try not to react too badly to it.
Yeah, it's not really vomit worthy, but it is cheap.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
She says, "Oh, of course."
My name is Octavio. And yours
My name
is
Alyssa.
Alyssa. Ah! My sister is named Alyssa.
Oh, well, she must be a very nice, pretty girl too.
Some say, yes. Perhaps, anyway, thank you very much for the wine. It's
She
very
says,
good.
"You're welcome."
Yes. And I give her a big smile.
And then while he's doing that, I want to find a group of sailors that is singing a raucous song.
Okay.
Listen to a moment, and then join in.
They're talking about, at first it sounds like harpooning a whale, but it becomes pretty clear they're talking about harpooning something else in a
Yes!
Double entendres, yes.
And I'm gonna join right in on them, and I might even, I'm even gonna buy them around, and I want to get to know them and find out about any rumors that are going. So basically, hey, how's it going, everybody? Yeah, around on me.
Oh, well, what's this about, mate?
It's been a really good day. I'm down on the docks. I got paid. I'm just out to have fun. How about you guys? What are you guys doing?
Well, we're fishermen, and we had a great catch earlier.
Outstanding. Everybody's had a great
Yeah,
day.
that's why we're here celebrating. I mean, not that you really need an excuse.
Food needs an excuse. I mean, what time is it? Hey, it's a good time to have a party.
It is. It's always 5 o'clock somewhere.
That's right. And has anybody, when I was coming down here, I saw that weird ship out there. Anybody know what's up with that weird ship out there? Anybody know?
Some noble family that likes to buy up boats from random locations. I don't understand it at all.
Really?
I just need a good old Venetian ship. Best made ships anywhere.
No shit. So I keep seeing, and I saw some weird. I remember a weird rumor that the crew is all goofy or anything like that. Does anybody know anything about that?
Well, we've never really seen them around here. I mean, I saw somebody come off the ship once, but they don't ever come drink with us or socialize. They don't seem interested in.
What kind of sailors are those?
Proper sailors interested in. I don't know where they're doing business, but clearly not off this port.
Fifth, I have another round.
You're getting them more drunk. One of them finally, his head lands in his stew that he's eating.
And
one's like waving a drink in front of your face, says, "You should have some more too."
All right, I will sip it, but I don't want to get drunk. I'm basically trying to pump them for any rumors or any knowledge that they have. I'm trying to use my rapport skill to see if I can get anything interesting out of them. So do I need to roll anything or just?
You should roll rapport, and it'll be really easy because they're so far gone.
Okay. Holy crap! I just got a 6 to begin with now, without whatever other bonuses you've got on top of that.
In just a moment. Yeah, I saw one of them. He was heading to a little further down. There's the part of the port that is closed up. There's a different kind of business that I hear takes place down that way, though.
Closed up? But
there's a lot of warehouses. It's not supposed to take ships at this point. I mean, look at that. No one's maintaining it. It's falling apart. But I saw them down that way once in their little dig.
Do we know who owns that area? That sounds weird.
I don't know who owns it. I hear that there's some very uncouth sorts, even by the standards of any folk you'll see in this tavern.
There's no one more uncouth than us. That was a compliment, right? There's no one more uncouth than us.
He pats you on the back, says, "You'll get a hang of it one of these days."
Alrighty then.
And another man, he lifts his head up from the soup and says, I heard that there's a man that they just call the Bull that works down that way. He owns a lot of the warehouses and tries to get ships into that falling apart little dock that they have, if you even want to call it that.
Cool. The Bull. What a stupid name. What a stupid name. I bet is he really a bull?
I don't know. He might be. He might be one of those beast guys. Maybe he's just a guy that likes bulls. I don't know.
And I'm gonna maybe he thinks he's hung like a bull.
I bet that's it exactly. He's probably really tiny.
Yeah, he's compensating. I feel like there ought to be a temporary aspect I can make from this, but I don't know what.
Now. I think everybody who leaves the port side dock with that temporary...
Has the manners of a mule.
Has the manners of a mule. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's enough of this racket. So, I guess it's time to wait and see what goes on with the Blood of Adam?
Yeah, so, Vieri, you're circling around up above.
Yep.
You see that they are discussing the situation with the dockmaster and with other people at the dock at the moment. And you can't really hear what they're saying exactly or what their plans are, but that takes some time. I mean, it takes the whole time that those guys are in the bar fraternizing and getting wasted.
Okay. I didn't expect them to go to the dockmaster.
Yeah, they actually do.
Interesting.
They probably have to arrange transportation.
I'm going to continue circling.
Okay.
I suppose.
After you circle for a while, and after the other two characters eventually get out of the bar, you can see that the Blood of Adam is waiting on the edge of the dock, and what looks like a small warship is approaching.
Ooh, this is new.
Yep.
Is it a Venetian, like City of Venice warship, or is it Blood of Adam warship?
It looks like it's actually owned by Blood of Adam, which means they have some pull for whatever they've found with this.
Interesting.
Yep. And you watch as they begin to head towards the ship, and sand begins to flow out of it.
How many men are on the Blood of Adam ship?
It's a very small for a combat ship, so maybe about 20.
So they're outnumbered.
They really are.
Oh boy. I feel kind of bad if this weren't Blood of Adam.
Yeah.
On the other hand, they are probably...
Some things that they think they have a legit concern, but they're not going to let them have a huge fleet.
Yeah.
And even though the crew is smaller, they're probably better armed. So they got
I
that going
suppose
for
if
them.
they hunt supernatural critters for a living, they've probably got some means to combat them.
Yep. So they begin exchanging fire with cannons, of which they don't have very many, and they're relatively, I mean, they're the cannons of this time. So they've been around for a while, but they're by no means what we have modern day to work with. And
so
then,
sand is attacking the Blood of Adam, and the Blood of Adam is shooting cannon at the sand?
yes, at the
Okay.
boat. They're trying
At
to
the boat.
basically. They're just trying to bring it down. Eventually, you see another interesting thing show up as well. It appears to be another foreign vessel, which approaches the Blood of Adam ship, and some of them start communicating.
Can I use academics to attempt to determine the
Yeah.
lineage of the ship? +3.
+3. This one actually would be, well, it would have been Ottoman Empire.
Okay.
However, it doesn't have the regalia associated with Ottoman Empire. It has the regalia associated with House Di Mercurio.
Okay. I was about to say, next I'm going to look for noble house insignia.
hmm
Interesting.
So they seem to be in conversation, perhaps, with Blood of Adam at the moment.
Okay. Well, I can't get close enough to hear, so I'm going to continue observing.
As you continue to observe, they're combating the ship, and the ship eventually, the larger one, begins to pull away and head further out to sea.
Away from the combat?
Yeah, away from the combat.
Okay.
The Blood of Adam ship, you can notice it's severely damaged by the time the other one is pulling away, and the Blood of Adam is actually pulling on to the House Di Mercurio ship. However, they don't seem to be hostile towards Di Mercurio.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Oh wait, they're purring on to the Ottoman ship?
Yeah.
Ah. And continuing to attack
Well,
the Syrian.
except for the Syrian vessel is pulling farther away, and it seems to be actually moving fairly quickly for its size.
Interesting.
Do you have occult as a skill?
I actually do not know.
Oh, okay. You can still roll it.
Okay.
And now, we're not flying or anything like that, but do we see all this from shore?
Yeah, potentially, actually. I'll let you roll too if you want.
I got a 0.
Yeah, you're not really. You're thinking, well, that ship's big, but it moves pretty well.
What do you roll for?
It'd be a lore occult.
Oh, I don't have that, so
You just roll dice without any bonuses.
just 4 dice.
Yeah,
Yep.
I got a -1.
Yeah, you have no
I
idea
got nothing.
why that would be. You probably don't even notice.
Well, I do have drive. I mean, I could notice an unusually moving ship.
It is moving faster than it should be because the other ships are smaller and built in such a way they should be able to keep up, but they're not having any luck.
So I just want to make sure I understand. The Demercurio ship and the Blood of Adam ship appear to be allied at this moment?
They do appear to be.
And they're pursuing the Syrian ship.
Yeah.
And can we at least see that that is happening?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
So they pursue them into open water until they lose that larger ship.
Well, hold on. I'm not
And
sure.
damage, sure.
I'm not sure I want to let it get that far. Let me think about that a second. So I want to look at Octavia for a minute and go. How powerful is your wind? Could you like create a prevailing headwind so that make it difficult for that ship to make any forward headway?
I can try. I can certainly try.
Okay.
I've never tried anything like that, but we'll see.
I'll
So
let
I
you
go-
roll for it.
So I'll go into air form and head out.
Okay. So
And
you
I'm gonna
transform.
I'm gonna
People on the
transform-
docks looking up like, whoa, I didn't expect that.
What?
Oh, people on the docks, because he shifted, they're all kind of staring at him.
Oh, right. He did this in public.
Yeah.
Not a good idea.
And you know what? Because if that's not, wait till they get a load of me. I'm going to shift into dragon form and follow them.
So that causes a commotion. Some people run away.
And I want to get high in the sky and
So
you
what
know
do
what?
I roll? I mean, I've got my stunt for changing form.
You don't have to roll anything for changing form.
Okay. Just for the using the magicka.
Yeah, and then you use a point of magicka and point of con, and then roll magicka.
Okay.
Now I got another question here before he makes his roll.
Sure.
I have got. Oh wait a minute! It's not, I don't have it on the sheet yet. I got it on my character. I got it here on the screen. So I have got Octavio as a kindred spirit. Can I use that aspect to give him a bonus on this roll? And do I have to? You know, can I like talk to him in an encouraging fashion? Listen, I know you can do it. You're the best at this I've ever seen. Okay, you're the only one at this I've ever seen, but
Sure.
That still makes him the best.
that still makes him the best I've ever seen at this. You can do it. Rah rah.
Okay.
And do I need to roll anything? Do I need to spend a fate point or?
It's basically like creating an advantage, so make a roll.
Okay. I'm guessing that would be.
And I mean, if you want a +2, then it ties into the aspect and you can spend a fate point. But
I think I will. If I'm just. And would it be rapport?
yeah.
I think I'm just going to use my straight rapport skill then.
Okay.
And I got. Holy crap! I got a +6.
Yeah, there's no way that's not a success.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's got a +2 to this roll to create the headwind.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And that's a 2, yes?
Yep.
2.
So you only got a 2?
Did you get the +2 I gave you?
That's counting the +2. I rolled a 0.
A sad roll.
Yeah.
All right, so you manifest your magic, but it's not really slowing the ship down, and now you're convinced that it's because the ship is under some sort of magic as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that is revealed to you.
Yeah, all right.
So they are definitely using magic.
Yeah.
You could catch up with them in person by flying, however.
Yeah, I thought I was flying because I flew in front of them.
Yeah, you are. But I mean, if you wanted to land on them or anything.
Okay.
Just bringing them back to dock would be extremely hard with the magic that they're using.
I'm going to attack the sails.
Okay.
Well, first, looking at the ship, how it's moving and stuff. I mean, it looks like it's using the wind, pretty much.
It is definitely using magic, but it is also using the sails. So yeah, if you destroy the sails, you think that probably that will slow it down.
Okay. Yeah. I'll go for destroying the sails.
So give me another roll.
All right. Magic roll. 4.
Oh, nice. So you tatter the sails, and it does begin to slow down some.
All right. Great. And is...
Now, Mercurio and Blood of Adam are still pursuing.
All right.
They're beginning to catch up. They're also beginning to catch up to you guys.
Yeah.
Because you are near the ship.
Now, is Anatoly on the dock still, or is
No,
he...
I took off flying after you. I'm right with you.
All right, so I basically say, I'm going to yell in my air form,
Mm-hmm.
They're using magic. This isn't a natural ship.
So, Anatoly, give me a defense check.
Let's see. I got a good +3.
All right, I'm going to end up still hitting you because I got a +4. So you're flying and an arrow suddenly strikes you right in the shoulder. You take 2 points of damage.
Okay.
And have an arrow stuck in you. And you realize that Blood of Adam has noticed you flying over the ship and shot at you.
Of course they did. I'm trying to help, you morons!
I can see you shouting that out loud, too. Do you actually shout that out loud?
Yeah, except it sounds way cooler because I'm yelling it in Italian.
And you yell back, "Die, beast! You cannot possibly help."
Well, I'm gonna basically I'm gonna fly away, but before we do, I want to actually take a shot at the Mercurio ship, and I wanna kind of like fly by the ship and throw my lightning at its decks, hoping I set the ship on fire.
Okay.
So I guess I'm trying to create the advantage on fire.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go for it. And that's for the one with the sand, right?
Yeah, the one with the sand.
Okay.
So I'm using my lightning breath. That makes it that. Holy crap! Look at that. I got a +7.
You have a really high bonus.
Yeah, I do. It's.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I might have gone too far on that. What did I do? Yeah, that's actually only 6. Actually, not.
6 is still really high.
Yeah.
So you managed to hit the sails, the tattered sails, and set those on fire. So it's starting up there and then making its way down.
And then I'm gonna fly back up and say to Octavia, we should probably get out of here now.
Can I ask, just to understand the system, how you have a +6?
It technically was supposed to be a +5. My fight is +3, and I have the stunt of Deadly Dragon Breath, which gives me a +2 whenever I'm using it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Actually, Deadly Dragon Breath just lets you use it without spending a fate point.
Oh.
So you have a lower than that.
Okay, in that case...
You can take an extra stunt. Don't you have a bonus stunt left still to take?
I've took 4 stunts.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, you don't have a free stunt then. Yeah, because Dragon Breath ordinarily just lets you
No, you don't understand. I took the Dragon Breath stunt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought that meant I got a +2. It just means I get to use it
Yeah, you don't get dragon breath unless you take the stunt to have dragon breath, so it doesn't incur a
otherwise-
bonus as well. It just gives you the dragon breath.
Okay, I've been
That's
doing
why. That's why I can't breathe fire. That's why I have no dragon breath because I didn't take the stunt.
Okay, that means I've been doing it wrong. My bonus was only +3, which makes me makes my total of 4.
A 4, still, I think that should be good enough.
Okay.
If it's any lower than that, it's questionable. But it matters mostly when you're trying to cause damage, what the rating is.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, you set the sail on fire, and it starts working its way down.
Okay. And then I want to get out of here. And then I'm gonna, as I fly away, I want to yell to Octavia, "We should probably get out of here now."
1 minute. I'm going to blast the water in front of the ship with the air, basically making it very choppy. Hopefully slowing it down that way.
All right, so you're trying to create an advantage as well.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna say still try to aim for. That's fairly easy. Aim for at least a 3.
Okay.
Or actually, no. You're just using tier 1, so you don't even need to be that high. Just roll your Magicka skill.
Okay.
Let me double check my notes for that. Really quick.
+3.
Yeah, that's plenty then. There you go.
Alright, so I basically make choppy water.
Yeah, so everybody's moving slowly now.
Yeah.
And somebody's on fire.
Now I leave.
Yep. So you guys begin flying back to shore.
No, I have not been noticed yet, so I'm continuing to observe.
Okay. No, you haven't been noticed at all yet.
I have not taken any actions. I just like to watch. I'm a voyeur.
A combat voyeur. Little bit different. I'm trying to find something in the magic system really quick. I know I wrote it, but I have a terrible memory for these things. Let's see. There we go. Sorry. Just looking for one thing. I'll look for it later so I don't hold up game. So you're all flying back to the dockside?
Yeah.
Okay. Did we have
Except
somebody-
me.
Okay, except for you're already there. So eventually
No,
you
no,
all
I'm still above the ships.
flying. Okay.
Yeah, no one observed me yet, so I'm still watching to see how this plays out.
Well,
Since-
eventually, yeah, the larger ship does end up sinking because it was on fire and they had combat going on again at the same point and got blasted more.
Okay, so what does the Blood of Adam do? What does the Demercurio ship do once this one sinks?
It returns to port. It
Really?
starts back. Yep.
Interesting.
Just heading right back.
How far out are we?
Not super duper far, but still a ways. I'm not sure.
Once they're out of sight,
Probably
I
a
think
mile.
Enough that you could less than. Yeah, actually, maybe about a mile.
once they're out of sight, I'm gonna dive down into the water.
Okay.
I don't know how holding my breath or anything would work, but
If you do it for a ridiculous amount of time, I'll let you know, and things might start happening.
okay. Yeah, I want to see. I'm following the ship as it sinks.
Okay. So make an athletics check to see how well you swim. That's potentially dangerous.
Yeah. That would be +4.
Oh, nice. So you managed to follow it down without it actually like sucking you further down with it than you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually it lands in the sediment below. It's not super deep, I don't believe, right around there actually.
Can I give a quick search through, see if anything unusual?
Make me a physique check to see how long you're holding your breath. That actually would be the ideal way to do it.
Okay. Ooh, that's a +3 as well.
Okay, so not super long, but enough to like really quickly take note of things. I mean, there's some cargo floating up, sort of a ways before it sinks back down, just because of that drop, sort of some things up. But there's nothing especially unusual aside from that there's like bodies floating past you.
Gotcha. Interesting.
However, as you start returning, you do notice something.
What?
Kind of like a lamp, like an oil lamp, an ornate one, with the carvings of cats in it, made out of bronze.
Can I grab it?
Yeah, you can grab it.
I'll grab it and fly off.
All right, you grab it and fly up.
I'm a dragon. I like shiny things.
So you manage to fly up and get back to port with it.
Yeah, some little sneaky place to change back.
Okay. A little further down from the port, there's a lot of warehouses and whatnot where there's not a lot of activity going on.
Okay,
So
that's
you,
where.
so you shift back to human form just fine.
Mhm.
And you have this oil lamp with cats carved into it.
Interesting. How large is it?
Like about like that.
Anywhere around here I could pick up a sack or a bag or something?
You don't see any around, really. And the warehouses are all sort of sealed up.
Alright. Well, I will then make my way rapidly towards town.
Okay.
If I find a shop or a street seller who might be selling even a piece of fabric.
Oh, sure.
To,
So on
to
the way,
throw.
you do see some people selling like bags that you would store goods in to sort of hold over your shoulder and walk around with.
Yep, I'll stick the lamp in that and then look for these two.
All right, so you find a sack and then find them.
How'd it go?
Weren't you
Well-
watching?
Yeah, we saw what happened on your end.
My end?
Yeah, looks like the De Mercurio ship sunk. Would we have seen that? Because
Yeah,
we'd
your
have been.
guys were right up there flying, so you would have.
Except we sort of ran away.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ran before it sank.
Not that
Right.
not long enough to have missed it though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not quick enough.
Let's get back. I found something of interest.
Yeah, let's get back. I agree. Let's get back.
All right, so you head back to. Are you heading to the safe house?
Yeah.
So you make it back to the safe house where the alchemist is right now actually drinking a little bit of wine and eating some cheese.
Alright. And I will unveil the lamp.
Okay. Yeah,
This was
Bronze
on.
oil lamp.
What?
Bronze oil lamp
With cats on it.
with cats.
Cats are cool. The dragons are cooler.
Mm.
That's pretty.
It was on the ship.
Really?
It seemed unusual, so I picked it up.
Sure, it's pretty.
Can I give it an examination?
Sure, give me, actually I won't make you make a notice check. So you look at it over, once you turn it over, you notice on the bottom, there's this weird circle of symbols inscribed on it.
Egyptian?
Actually, no. You're not sure what this is, actually, or maybe you are. Give me,
Academics?
cult, actually.
Oh, I don't have a cult, but I'll roll anyway. I'll show everyone the markings. Look at this. Have you seen anything like this before? I rolled -1.
Okay, I'll let you do academics. You'll get something different than you would have with occult, but you might get something.
And actually, if this is an occult kind of thing, I think I'm going to spend a fate point and see if this is something I would have learned while I was in the blood of Adam. So, how does that work when I am... Are you still there?
I'm here.
I'm here.
I think we may have lost our GM now.
Yeah.
Megan? Megan! Uh-oh.
I guess she's gone. Well, maybe she'll reconnect.
Actually, it might be getting close to the time I have to leave, too, so...
So when you don't have a skill on the roll thing, I guess you roll a mediocre. Is that right?
You just
Yeah.
roll the 4 dice and then have no bonuses unless
Yeah,
some other bonus applies to it. Yeah.
So you
Which would
roll
be
it
the
a
plus
plus
zero
zero.
mediocre
Yeah.
on the
Oh.
on the fate roller.
Mhm.
What I'm trying to find out is I'm prepared to spend a fate point and see if my raised to be a knight of the blood of Adam, if this is something I would have learned about while I was training to be a knight with them.
Wouldn't that just give you a bonus to the occult roll?
That's how I'm thinking it would give me a plus. It would change a +0 to a +2.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out this advantage and aspect system, and
Yeah.
it's kind of... So, do aspects, when they apply, just give you a bonus?
Yes, but you or they allow you to
No, I just missed everything.
Hello,
What?
you back?
Yeah, I was frozen.
Yes, you were.
Yeah, I'm back now, though.
Okay.
Just let it
So
go.
what did I miss?
I rolled a great roll. I know everything there is to know about this lamp.
Oh, do you?
I'm lying
Yes,
to my teeth.
he rolled a +20, so I believe all information.
I rolled a natural 20
Yes.
A natural 20.
He
We're
made
playing
one.
D&D.
fate dice, no less. That's how much I know.
Yeah.
No, actually, I'm about to spend a fate point. See
Alright.
if this is something I would have known while I was training to be a knight from the blood of Adam,
Okay.
which I believe takes my +0 to +2.
Cool. So,
Alrighty. Let me make. Do I need to roll?
well, you do need to roll, yeah.
Okay. And I got a +3.
Okay. So, the Blood of Adam did teach you a little bit about demons. Not a ton. But that's definitely a seal that would seal a demon inside something.
So there's a demon. Wait. We got an oil lamp with cats on it?
With a demon in it, yeah.
With a demon in it. Or a genie?
Essentially a bad genie.
Bad genie, yeah.
With a pretty classic genie.
Is there any way to... And would their training also have known how to tell if the genie was still in the lamp or not?
They would have, but they didn't teach you that much. They also would have known how to call it out, potentially, but they didn't teach you that.
Alright. So...
May I request we do not summon any demons in my father's holdings?
That's exactly what I was about to say, except I was about to, instead of your father's holding, I was going to substitute the word ever.
Yeah.
But it is definitely. Did you make an academics check, Vieri?
Yeah, I rolled +3. Sorry, I didn't realize you missed that.
Language that's related to Hebrew, but not exactly Hebrew. So it's some sort of derivation of Hebrew.
Interesting.
To make a magical seal.
Casimiro, is this anything within your forte?
Oh, Oh, sorry. I was thinking you were asking Mark for a second. See how bad I am with names still? So he says, yeah, I've heard about them a little bit. One should never dive too darkly into demonology. But let me examine it, and maybe I can tell more about the fiend that would be contained within.
Yeah, but whatever you don't accidentally summon it, because that'd be the definition of bad.
We'll try not to. So he looks it over, and he says, so this demon is one of the Cliffoff, and specifically of Cliffoff, which is sort of like the host equivalent, Gamchikoth. They mock the divine and seek to devour and defile creation. But they tend to get you to indulge first in wealth and luxury.
What has that to do with sand?
Devourer? Well, the sand devours.
And corrupts, yes.
So perhaps this fiend has control of this devouring sand and seeks to use it to consume.
Which would mean it is not entirely sealed within.
No, it's exercising its influence to a degree.
How might
Not fully.
we safely handle this?
Well, I could try to do a ritual to seal it further, but I would need an actual mage to participate. And it would need to be, no offense, Octavio, but it would need to be a more advanced mage than you are.
Of course.
From what I've heard of your power so far.
So may I repeat what I think I understood with just saying? Are we saying that this lamp or the demon within is the source of the sand that's been plaguing the city and us?
That's my suspicion, says Casimiro.
So, forgive me, if we have control of the lamp right now, does that mean the sand? Do we still have to worry about sand attacking us as long as we're not the ones using it? You understand what I'm saying? And as long as we've got possession of this lamp, are the attacks by the animated sand stopped?
It depends on how the demon was being, and if it was being controlled by someone else. Even from a distance, if it had a command, its last command might still be active. In other words, I cannot know for sure.
Okay.
We could feasibly take control of the demon, but that's always a bad idea.
Yeah.
I believe I will see if I know anyone who might assist you in the sealing of this.
He says I would be grateful. Someone who you trust not to desire it for themselves.
Yes. Yes, I believe I will go about doing that.
So how do you go about doing that?
I don't know, but I do have contacts +4.
Okay.
So I'm assuming I should be able to nose around and look for someone. I was wondering, can I use resources to try and create an advantage of it's very worth your while to assist me in this?
By spending money? Sure. Let's see if you actually do know someone first by using contacts. See if anyone pops into your head.
Okay. That's just a +4.
+4? You do know your father had some contact with a mage, and he seemed like he was pretty competent and fairly experienced. You don't personally really know this fellow, but your father does. Did I lose you again, guys?
No.
No. Nope.
Oh,
Pierre is thinking. Do I have a name? What's the name?
Let's see.
This is...
I'm very bad at coming up with these just off the top of my head.
Bilbo Baggins.
Pretty good.
I'm going to say his name is Kamal. He's actually a scholar from the Middle East originally. But he has come to Venice and made your father's acquaintance.
I believe I might know someone who could assist you. Would you two care to stay here and keep an eye on things while I'm seeking him out?
Of course.
I am loath to continue splitting like this, but I see no other options at this point. We simply need to keep things contained as much as we can.
So to seek him out, where do you venture to? You know it's your father that has this contact.
Yeah.
Perhaps a gentleman's club?
I'm not sure a scholar would well, I'll just go to Daddy and ask.
Okay.
What trouble can I get into?
Yeah, you've already managed to get one of his guards killed.
All right, so you head on to your father's place. I'm looking at your aspect to see if I can compel anything while you do this.
You could compel me with, now that I've shown my face, Daddy wants me to attend a couple of functions. Right.
Yeah, that might be good. Familial obligations.
Yep.
See, I might be able to pull off something with that. So you meet him up at his estate, and he right now is reading. And he says, "Very, so good to see you today."
Ah, good evening. I was wondering, I came across something rather interesting, and I was wondering if you could put me in contact with, what was his name? That scholar that you were speaking with a while ago. God, Liz, can't remember the name you just gave me 2 seconds ago.
Oh, it's Kamal.
Kamal.
He says, "Kamal? Yeah, I think I could do that. It might take a while for me to track him down, but he should be in the city still, I think. However, I'd like you to attend a function. I'm going to be meeting in about a week's time with another noble family. We're trying to... out of character, I assume Vieri has younger brothers and whatnot."
No, it's a part of my story that I'm the only son.
Okay.
I probably have cousins. I doubtless have plenty of cousins.
One of your older cousins, I'm trying to help set him up with another noble lady. And we are having a family function for them. I would very much appreciate it if you were there.
When is this to be?
It's in about a week. So this will be a compel, remind me.
Okay.
Actually, I'll give you the fate point now. Just remind me that unless you resisted it, you have to go then.
No, I won't resist it. I will accept my family compel.
Okay. So it's going to be a function in Venice, and I'll have more information for you later on.
Very well. I'm assuming you wish me to attend officially as your heir.
Exactly.
Yes. All right. I understand.
Well, great. I will see you then. Give me a little bit of time to track down Kamal.
All right.
I'll see if he can help you out.
Thank you.
Where should I have Kamal meet you, by the way?
That's a good question. I suppose if you send word to my villa.
Very well.
That would be the best.
I will do so. So do you do anything else there or depart?
No, I'll depart.
Okay. And you have to leave at 2:30ish, don't you? Just about, or?
Yeah,
well,
I have to leave about 2:30.
Pretty much that time.
Yeah, it's getting there. I was about to send a chat to that effect that we're going to have to at least I'm going to have to wrap it up soon.
Okay. Well,
I can give you a few more minutes if we need to wrap up something.
No, because this is such a good stopping point that I don't really mind at all. I mean, I can run games pretty long, but seems like a lot. All
Yeah.
good?
Yeah.
All right, well, I will stop broadcasting. There we go.